Wow.
Wow.
What was it? Was
Wow.
that your dog, Trey? I think that was somebody's
Wow.
dog. I shit myself.
That was
So my dogs, they're in their kennels, like all supposed to be having nap time, and then Lucky next door decided to come out and cause a ruckus, and now they're fuck you, Ezekiel.
Well, welcome everybody to Con Culture Podcast, where the dogs are loose and shit doesn't make sense in the world. They're upset and they want to speak on the issues we're going to be discussing, so I say we give them a voice. They probably will. They're ranters, but then again, so am I. We are live, folks. Welcome everybody to the show.
hello.
Hi. Guten Tag. Guten Tag? Guten Tag or
Yeah.
It's Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
God damn it. I've been
Gluten
Gluten
Tag.
Tag. I've been practicing it
Yeah,
too.
there's no L.
So
There's
sad.
no L.
There's no L. Yeah, because Gigi
It is
never
up here.
takes an L, Trey. All right? No gluten
Nope.
tag. I love it.
No, I've had so much gluten today. I've literally only eaten. I ate for breakfast I had 2 bean and cheese tacos, and then for lunch I had a muffalata, which I don't know if you know that, but
I don't
that
know
is
what it is.
it's a New Orleans style sandwich, so it's like a really thick, like it's almost like a thick focaccia bread.
You're throwing a lot of words at me. I don't
It's a
understand.
French bread, but it's like it's cooked a different way. And so it's like a really thick bread with like olives on it,
Yeah.
and like you get like different. There's like salami and turkey and ham and like all of this stuff. It was really good. And then for dinner, I had a fried shrimp po' boy. You know,
Ooh, can't go wrong with a po' boy.
I just carved it up today, and apparently I just went like. I was like Texas and Louisiana. That was all all my
That was the extent of
my
your
meat.
geographical culinary discovery today.
Yes,
Your
exactly.
glycemic index through the
Started the
roof.
day with Hawaii, ended with Italy.
That was you.
Damn. All
Yep.
right.
Hawaii. What'd you eat for breakfast?
Had a spam bowl.
Ooh, I love spam. Was it regular spam or was it flavored?
I can never find the regular stuff at RHEB.
What?
So what do you get?
I just get the regular.
Oh,
I thought you said you could never find the regular stuff. You
Yeah,
mean
that's what
flavored
I think-
stuff?
yeah.
Oh,
No,
sorry,
that's
I had
what
a
I was
brain
like.
fart.
Wait, so I love
The spam's
The
getting to me.
spam- we were discussing it earlier while
it's all
talking.
the metal from the
Yep.
can.
The can- yep,
100%.
It's going right to my brain.
I like the teriyaki spam.
Speak.
Like if you fry it up,
Try it.
Oh,
put it in some fried rice.
teriyaki anything I'm in.
Spam,
Sure.
spam in the air fryer.
I have never
This is
tried
a spam culture podcast.
Spam culture
Yep.
where
We're
we
spamming you
stand
with
for
spam.
spam.
Oh
yeah.
Maybe they could sponsor us.
Oh my god, if I ever got spam as a
I'm all for it.
sponsor, I would only eat spam.
Are they on TikTok? I'm
We
looking
need to
it up.
find it
I'd
out.
hang up.
Clip it.
Because then
make
we
a
need to
TikTok
put-
out of that.
yes.
We're clipping it.
Welcome
Welcome
to Spam, Talk.
Talk. So I had all in one, all around the world, one meal. Went to Chopsticks because it was the boys' last day of school, and this is gonna
Yay!
segue into our topic because we do have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. But before we do that, we are going to talk about a very serious topic. So I guess I'll use that to segue. It's the last day of school, and as a parent, I can't tell you how freaking relieved I am because I have been on edge the past week and a half since the incident happened. Just sending my kids to school was a horrifying experience. I'm gonna say it. It was nerve-wracking. I was anxious. My stomach was upside down the entire time. Every message that went off on my phone, I looked at just in case. Because of the events in Uvalde, Texas. I'm sure everyone watching knows we don't have to fill anybody in on what happened, but I do want to hear your guys' perspective on it because it's too big of an issue not to discuss. So, Gigi, you have any thoughts on the tragic events?
I have the exact same feelings and emotions that you have. Like after that event, it really put into perspective, like how you send your kids to school and how awful it would be where your child is supposed to be safe in a learning environment, and to know that that was their last place. Like,
On graduation day, on ceremony day,
yeah,
when they're going to the
yeah,
next grade.
it's it's a shitty feeling, and it's also this awful mixed emotion that you have where you're like relieved that that's not something that you're having to go through, but also empathizing with these families and just feeling their pain. And
Yeah,
they
it's
don't get to hug their you know little baby anymore, and how just terrible. It's awful.
it is.
It's truly awful. And yeah, just like you, I mean, every single time I would get a text from their school, like, not anything, bad. It was just like, just a reminder, you know, tomorrow is field day, stuff like that. And yeah, getting that text and seeing that it's from their ISD, and holding your breath because you don't know what this text is going to be, and then having this like relief that it's just something mundane.
I
It's
I'm
God.
trying not to look at the screen and at you because I'm gonna fall apart. Because like you said,
Yeah,
they're babies.
yeah.
This isn't a high school. Not that it's any better at a high school or a college. Sadly, another one happened at a hospital. But
Was that yesterday?
yeah, just yesterday.
Yeah,
And I follow a doctor on TikTok who's like, "What are y'all gonna say next? They didn't close the doors at the fucking hospital. That
yeah,
the doctors should have had firearms. What is it gonna
yeah,
take for you to realize that the problem is the guns?
yeah.
Like
It's
these are babies. If you can't, I posted it because I didn't want to speak on it till I got all the facts because stuff's still rolling in. They try to blame the teacher. Turns out she closed the door. They tried to say that there was a dangerous situation, so they were observing. The cops were sitting there for almost a fucking hour. They were tasing
Yeah.
parents, tackling parents.
Who were begging to go in and save their
They
children.
said,
Like,
"Give me a vest, let me go."
there was a parent that broke in handcuffed
Yeah,
to get her kid out. Like,
it's
I mean, yeah, that's what you do. That's what you do to save your
without
kids. And
hesitation. And then to
oh,
find out that they were saving theirs in the process,
yeah,
but not others. Like there's enough here to just make you lose it as a parent and as a citizen. And I wanted to get all the facts, and I finally kind of
yeah,
shared this TikTok, and it's a clip from Moon Knight where he's just like, "Yeah, oh, is that what y'all are into? Like child killing children? I draw the line at child murder." And I just captioned
yeah,
it, "This is my view on the Second Amendment." Like, I'm not saying we should ban all guns. It's not possible with the culture that we have. I'm not saying we should ban all guns. But when children are losing their lives to an assault rifle, we should there should be a line somewhere where we at least evaluate what the fuck we got going on. And if this isn't the
yeah.
time, when is? And Trey, what are your thoughts on seeing this horrific event from your perspective?
I mean, as you guys know, like I have no children. I'm not a parent, and I can't imagine that level of fear and just anger and frustration that y'all have been going through. Um, this just happened way too close to home. It was 90 minutes from here. It's one thing when you hear something like, this happened out of state or out of the country, but that brings me to another point. So many reporters have been asking our elected officials, why does this only happen here in America?
They don't have a good answer.
And the fact that they can't flat out answer it. They have to be deflective and say, like, God bless you. It's easy to go to politics right now. Yeah, it's really easy to go to politics when you're the people that are passing these laws that make it so easy for an 18-year-old to buy an assault
Two of them.
rifle. And yeah, what 18-year-old in any country needs an AR?
What person
Needs an
needs an
AR-15?
AR-15? This is
Yeah.
what makes me so angry. Look, if you want to sit here and defend these cops, fuck off. Seriously, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it anymore. Fuck off.
You took an oath
If
to
you
serve and protect.
if you that actually was overturned, and we can get to that in a minute. They don't have to serve and protect anymore. So that was a court case. I don't even want to go down that road. But if the good guys, and for those listening,
Good guys with the gun.
I'm putting in air quotes, the good guys with the gun have to stand back and are afraid to go in because somebody has an AR-15, then maybe AR-15s should be illegal. Like maybe if the good guys with the guns can't do their freaking job, then maybe they should be illegal. Like I literally don't understand how somebody can defend an AR-15. I would love for somebody to DM us and tell me why you need an AR-15.
Yes.
Do you know the bullet exit wound size of an AR-15?
Just
it's the size of an orange.
Speed of firing also.
The size of an orange. The size of an orange is a third of my chest. Imagine that on a 10-year-old's body. A third of a 30-year-old woman, and I'm a pretty broad-shouldered woman. I'm not petite by any means, but it is a third of my chest. On a 10-year-old's body? Oh my God. They should not be in existence. Oh, it makes me so mad.
Fortunately, the NRA gun lobby runs this country right now.
And they held a fucking rally.
Yeah, they did.
The weekend.
Same week.
And Ted Cruz
get
still
the fuck
attended.
out of here. It's the definition of tone deaf.
Abbott was pressured into not showing up and canceling last minute. Pressured. He didn't make that choice.
He lose all his NRA voters.
He didn't make that choice willingly. He was pressured into not going because he had to lead and legislate at this time.
He also said it could have been worse, so he can also fuck
all the way off.
This is the first time this has happened on his watch, and that's the worst part.
Yeah, it's happened several times on his watch.
Santa Fe, Sandy Hook, like, what have you done? You're not doing your job, man. So, me personally, I can't wait for November.
Same. November, I am voting this.
They wheel him out of that Capitol.
Yes, I'm with y'all on that.
This can't ever happen again. Like, the worst part, I was talking to Juan about this. It's like, I'm so tired of people just getting numb to this and then moving on a week later, like it never happened, or they just thought some prayers. Yeah. Nothing happened.
I got so many comments on that video about it's our right. We're not going to give up our rights. The Second Amendment.
We don't want to take away that right.
It says in the Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia. Regulated is in the Second Amendment. So passing a regulation barring AR-15s is totally within the spirit of the Second Amendment. It doesn't say you can have...
Shotgun's not good enough for you. A handgun's not good enough for you. You need a fucking assault rifle.
It's stupid. It's stupid. You can do... A double-barrel shotgun can do the job. And you don't even need that. What the fuck are you trying to kill? An AR-15 is designed to massacre. Straight up.
And it's done its job.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be on the streets. If cops are afraid to go up against it, nobody should have it. And I get the whole bad guys are still going to have guns. That's a bullshit argument.
Well, and also here's the thing. It's like, okay, we have even more lax gun laws now.
Mm-hmm. You don't need a horse for
it's happening more.
Yes.
So now, okay, well, now that you can just carry a gun like willy-nilly, then where are these good guys with guns stopping the bad guys?
There was none.
Why are we not seeing that happen more? No, we're just seeing an increase. What is 36% increase in gun-related crimes?
Yep.
It's the number one cause for teen deaths.
It's the number one cause for
children.
Teen death. Yeah, it's
children deaths too.
It's sickening. It's so sickening.
Oh, it makes me so angry.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
I've gone through all the emotions, just shocked, saddened, heartbroken, to now just furious.
And I'm gonna state that with my vote in November. Mm-hmm. My votes going forward will be heavily weighed on this issue. Mm-hmm. So we'll see.
People need to stay angry about it.
Yeah. I told Trey, unfortunately, unless we get another slaughter right before the election, this might go away. But I'm going to keep talking about it and keep being angry about it. Mm-hmm. So
I'm in the same boat that you are. It's because at the end of the day, I'm protecting my kids.
Yeah.
and I'm protecting everybody else's
You
kids.
shouldn't have to worry about your children when you drop them off at a place
That's
to
the
learn
worst thing.
and better
It's the
themselves.
worst thing. And the fact that kids are trying to comfort their parents by explaining to them the drills they
The
go
fact that
through.
we have active shooter drills, yeah, that's
It's
freaking
sick.
awful.
My 4-year-old knows what to do.
It's not okay.
My 4-year-old.
It's not okay. It just isn't. And we didn't want to start off the show in such a somber tone, but it needed to be discussed. If you ignore
Yes,
it and you keep your head in the sand, nothing happens. The dialogue doesn't take place. People don't hear about it, and like Gigi said, they'll forget. So we had to discuss it. We do have other things to discuss. Some great news, but we had to at least touch on this subject. So please, I'm sure we're all begging you to vote in November. Let your vote speak for what your thoughts are on the subject, either for or against. We're not telling anybody what to think, but be sure to vote.
If we can't agree on this, I'm sorry, you can go watch another podcast.
I'm with Trey. If you think it's okay, we just aren't going to align. You're not going to like the rest of the show. Liberal lefties, our damn banner has rainbow colors on it. It's Pride Month, everybody. There's some progress. A round of applause for Pride Month, guys. It is Pride Month, and we want to just acknowledge the struggle that these individuals have faced to get to this point. That is currently under threat. Same-sex marriage is also under threat legislatively. So I just want to take a moment to celebrate the fact that we have gotten to a place where we are a lot more accepting. My kids look at individuals who are off-put or don't get the LGBTQ community. It just makes sense to them. They're a person, however they want to identify, however they want to live their life, is none of their fucking business. They are a person. They love the person. Not hard. Not hard.
How is it hurting you?
How's it hurting you?
Well, and this is whatever a person identifies as, wherever on that spectrum or outside of the spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
I can guarantee you they know more about who they are than anybody else.
Yep.
So who are you as an outsider to question this individual?
Yep.
You're not going to change their mind. They know more about who they are. So it's as long as it's not hurting anybody else or themselves, just let them be.
That's it. Let them be. You're so for rights and leaving people alone. Follow that advice. Just show some love, folks.
You don't go haze someone that doesn't like pizza or something, fuck off.
Stupid inconsequential choices that have nothing to do with you. So, but not only is it Pride Month, we got some emails last week. Gigi got the official heads up. Where are you going to be next month, right? It's in July. So yes. Where are you going, Gigi?
I'm officially going to be media access at Comic Palooza in Houston. So I cannot make that noise. I can't do it.
You sound like an adorable car honking its horn.
Is that it?
So you'll be at Comic Palooza.
I'm going to be at Comic Palooza. I'm so excited. I've invested in a DSLR camera and some microphones, mini microphones.
She's bringing the heat, folks.
Excited. With the mini microphone.
She's going to be starting her ASMR channel soon.
Look out for that.
Stay tuned.
I'm probably going to buy more mini microphones because I love the mini microphones.
They're addicting. You have been playing with them since you bought them, and I'm for it.
It's true. I send y'all videos.
I'm all for it.
Asking people at my work.
It never gets old. It's this tiny interview.
Whisper
into the tiny microphone.
It's so nice. You gotta whisper.
Always.
So I'm gonna get a silver one and a black one, and then maybe a purple one, so that we can interview people with the mini microphones too.
I can't.
And there's all these different connectors, so we could connect them all to the same port. So, I mean, the only thing that stinks about it is that I have to use my phone with it. There's not a I don't think there's an auxiliary port on my DSLR camera. I think So I have to use like whatever
Yeah.
this type of charger is on the iPhone. I have
Type
like
C.
so the
Yeah.
Type C that is like a
That's all
oh
right.
my
There
gosh,
are
it has
ways.
the
There are
auxiliary
ways
port. But
around
yeah,
it.
so
You can like buy external recorders to plug your mini mic into.
yeah,
We
that's what
will
I
find
have
that
the
out.
that's what it is, the external thing,
Mhm.
so that I can plug that in. But then the the actual cord that's attached to the mini mic
The power cord.
has
Yeah.
a second auxiliary port, so you could plug in another mini mic to it.
Ooh.
And if I get the same one, then that one will also have a plug, so then we get to plug another.
Then you and the person you're interviewing will both have mini
Right,
mics.
and it's a long enough cord that we don't have to be like,
I do usually invade people's personal space when I'm interviewing. I'm like, so what do you think? All up in your Kool-Aid here.
I'm so excited. I'm very excited for Houston. I loved it was that last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
Last
It was
summer.
so much fun.
Yeah, so I'm excited
Mhm.
to go back again. So I'll be making a few graphics for us to boost it soon.
Definitely be promoting everything going on there. And Trey and I got an email. We got the thumbs up officially from Corpus Christi Comic Con. So you did it! You did it! It's adorable. We will be going to Corpus Christi Comic Con the same exact weekend that Gigi will be at Comic Palooza. So we're dividing,
We're
conquering.
splitting.
Yeah.
We're splitting up.
We'll be
Art
together
said
for
that
Dallas, but
Art said I must have come up with that plan because neither of you are smart enough to come up with that plan.
yes, that's 100% how it went. You jerk. I love him. Hate his face. Where did he comment that? Was it in the?
Oh, he DM'd me.
Wow. Couldn't even go in the chat because he knew I'd call him out. Wow. Must not be important enough to comment to us, Trey. Who are we? Who are we? Nobody. So, Comic Palooza, Corpus Christi. We will be there. Super honored to be at both shows. Like, we were up in the air on whether or not they would know who we are or exist, and they were super sweet. So we'll be promoting those with promo videos coming up, probably some hilarious TikToks to help promote the con as well. Just shooting content, and we will be pumping out as much as we can of that. But man, did we spend a lot of time in front of our televisions. We're gonna start with a lot of people have been shitting on Netflix for raising prices and doing all sorts of things, but I'm sorry. I told Trey this in a phone call. That singular series is enough for the $240 a year I pay for Netflix. Stranger Things
season 4. This was my favorite season.
by far. It was so good. We'll start with getting your thoughts, Gigi. We'll go to Trey, and then we'll end with me.
Oh no. Y'all.
You saw it. You loved it. Let's go.
No, I want to hear. Let's let Trey go first because I did.
He doesn't. I'll go first. Okay, it was definitely my favorite season also, just because the character development has come.
Wait, are we doing spoiler free?
No.
Like as spoilery free as we can get, or
spoiler alert? If you haven't seen it, what the fuck?
Okay.
That's the whole point of Netflix. Literally,
they dropped it on like
Friday,
the weekend.
You had the day off.
You had the weekend. This is on you. So the character development. I'm glad to finally see these characters coming in, but it gives great conflict. We have 3 separate stories going on, all of them compelling, by the way.
Yes.
I give a shit about all of them. Like, there's one cliffhanger where it ends, I think where Steve's getting chewed up, and it ends there.
Yes!
The episode ends there. I was like, they're gonna fucking start with Mike, or they're gonna fucking start with Hopper, someone else, knowing damn well my boy's in danger. Then the episode comes on, and it starts right where it left off. I was so happy. So happy.
Yeah, I was like, they're really about to kill off Steve.
Yeah.
It's about to be another Bob Newby
I
moment.
love that nobody's died. Okay, nobody has so far. This is also just part 1.
I think Nancy's dying.
None of the main characters.
I think Nancy's dying.
None of the main
I
characters.
think she's dying.
Nope. This will be my Top Gun, damn it. Everybody's making it to the end. Spoiler alert for Top Gun.
Okay. The scene that I am obsessed with, and it is just living completely rent-free in my mind, is the scene where Max is in Vecna's house, the red and everything's floating around, and then that the song is playing and she's just sprinting for that whole.
Running uphill.
I
If
mean,
that's not a metaphor for
that
being in a dark place,
yes. Oh my gosh, that scene, every single aspect of that scene was so spectacular. I don't think I breathed
yes,
for that entire
the
minute.
tension was real in that scene.
Like my booty hole was so tight from just and then like I mean, if I'm being completely honest, the actress that plays Max, I can't think of her name off the top of my head. Um, she steals the season.
100% best
I mean,
best character of this season.
like top to bottom,
Agree to disagree, but okay.
her acting is just.
Let's
Oh,
go,
it's
Trey.
so good.
What do you got? Who's your favorite character of the season? Mine is definitely Max.
That is Argyle.
Oh God! Don't knock until you try.
Argyle and Eddie, and then Eddie. Like,
Oh, Eddie is
I
good.
fell in love
Yeah,
with Eddie
yeah.
after the second episode. Like, he went through this
Mhm.
horrible thing. He's obviously had like a rough road to where he is now, and the poor guy's just being stereotyped. Like, oh, you like D&D, so he's obviously the killer. Like, he does satanic shit. So like, and he's sells drugs, and like he obviously killed Chrissy.
Oh,
And you just feel for him. And like the whole time he's getting chased by that asshole Jason, it's just like, can he catch a fucking break? Like, can he make it through this
Yeah.
before these fucking jocks like literally like just member him?
So that actor is Joseph Quinn. He plays Eddie Munson, and Sadie Sink is the actress that plays Max.
yeah.
Sorry, I just felt like that was an important. Those two actors that we specifically called out. Let me see if I can find Argyle.
Argyle is a gem, though. I will give you that, Trey. He
Hilarious.
is.
His performance was schmack.
Oh yeah, schmacking, bruh. I love it. I love that he's an indigenous actor, and
Yes.
they found a way to make the '80s a little more diverse than it actually was, and I'm okay with that because there is some issues going on with the other show we're going to talk about, but I love that they found a way to make it all fit. It feels 80s still, man. It feels super 80s. I love that vibe of it. The costume design, the cinematography this season is so for $30 million an episode.
It seems like every season they like are influenced by the 80s classic. Like the last one was heavily influenced by like Red Dawn a little bit, and then like The Thing. And then this season definitely has like Freddy Krueger vibes. And speaking of Freddy Krueger, we get Freddy Krueger as Victor. And like, I know several of our friends watched it through, they didn't even recognize him. But like, I just love those little like details and cameos like that.
Argyle's actor is Eduardo Franco.
Yep. Eduardo Franco.
I'd never seen him before, so I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know what else he's been
did
in.
I need more of him.
I need more of him. His character better not die. If they off this dude.
I don't.
Same with Eddie. Like, I'll be distraught.
Eddie, I can live with Eddie going through it because he's kind of like.
But I'm kind of with Gigi here. I think if any of the main characters are going to die here, I think it's going to be Nancy.
I feel like they're setting her up to do this.
They have, because like all these seasons, she's been dealing with this guilt of losing Barb, and then she's been in this like lovers triangle with Steve and Jonathan, and it's like there's going to not be a happy ending for any of them.
One question before we move on to the next show, unless y'all have some finishing statements. What team are you on? Steve or John? Gigi, you're first.
I really dislike Nancy, specifically because
she's a brat.
Yeah, I love Steve. Like, I love his character. So I'm like, you know what? Go be with Jonathan. Like, let Steve move on and like be happy. It's just like I hate how she's just like stringing along, and I understand she's like a teenage girl, like all that stuff, and it's like she's still trying to figure stuff out. But like, I don't know. There's just something about Nancy that I don't like.
So you want to see her with
probably
Jonathan?
I mean, I don't really want to see her with anybody, but if she's gonna end up with somebody, I'd rather it be Jonathan.
Yeah.
Because he also is annoying.
They fit each other very well.
They're both just like kind of boring and annoying to me.
What about
at the same time?
What about you, Trey? What team? Team Jonathan or Team Steve?
I'm kind of with Gigi too. Like, I'm not a big fan of the women of the Wheeler house except for Holly, who's like 5.
Who's just like like randomly.
I mean, like last season, like Mrs. Willard was about to go have an affair with Billy,
Yeah.
and it was just like, "Are you
Like
serious?"
child.
Yeah,
God.
yeah. That show
What
was
a-
flirting with that.
What
And
about
then
you?
Nancy she can't make up her mind.
No, she's just stringing them along.
I,
I don't know.
I'm
And I feel
1000%
bad.
Team Steve.
Like you want her to be
I
with
want her
Steve,
to
or
be
you?
with
But
Steve.
he deserves better.
Yeah, no.
Even though, like, you can tell, like, he's hopelessly in love with
Yeah.
her. Like, this whole season, he hasn't been able to get on a date,
Simping
not be able to
ain't
find anyone.
easy,
It's like
Trey.
he
Simping
keeps,
ain't easy.
yeah, he keeps comparing all his dates to Nancy.
Yeah, I want him to get the girl. I just want him to get the girl. That's why I'm Team Steve.
You could do better, Steve.
I'm sure.
Get a better
I'm sure he
girl.
could, but he wants that one.
But
You
I
know?
feel like they're gonna end if she doesn't die.
She
They're gonna
better
end
not.
up together because it's gonna be like that whole
What sucks
80s
is
trope.
both of them,
Yeah.
with Steve and John, they both have such history with each other. They've both been through so much together, like life or death situations. They both saved each other's lives multiple times. So it's just like,
This
it's like, I mean,
I'm gonna date myself, but this gives me huge Dawson's Creek vibes.
Yes, it does. It's the will they, won't they
Yes.
trope, which
I
is
don't wanna wait
When it's done right,
for my lunch to get
But,
colder.
yeah, most of the time it's just supposed to agitate you, and it does that very well. So I'm
Yeah.
for it. I'm for it. But yeah, I have any final thoughts? Let's get our ratings on Stranger Things, 1 through 10. Trey, you go first, my man.
I'm really happy they decided to split up this final season into 2 volumes, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm really pissed that it wasn't all released at once. But they got to give us time to breathe and digest it all.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to reserve my rating until after Volume 2 comes out, but I'm sure I'm gonna love it regardless.
Volume 1 rating then.
Yeah, Volume 1 rating.
then we can take an
Yeah,
average.
you take an average.
Because it sucks because like they keep topping themselves every season and it gets better and better. But like before this one, like season 3 was my favorite. To me, that was the most 80s one I've ever seen out of all of them.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm gonna give it a solid 8.5.
8.5. Strong score. Gigi?
Oh, I give it a 9.5.
9.5. I am going with Gigi. I'm definitely up there. I want to give it a 10, but I know I shouldn't until I see the second half.
Yeah.
So 9.5 is my. I
And
love everything.
honestly, and I feel so the part that really probably knocks it down half a point for
Mhm.
me
Nancy.
it involves Nancy. It's whenever she goes to where Max and Eddie live, and then that police officer, like she's with that guy,
Mhm.
her classmate. They're going to investigate, and they get there, and the guy was like residents only, and they were like, oh well, we're like her nanny, we're like Max's nanny,
Yeah.
and then the guy was like, okay, but make it quick, and they're like, okay,
All day.
like we're just here to check on her, and then they're there for like hours, and they're clearly walking around from trailer to trailer, and no cops were like, what are you doing here?
Sadly,
As she's walking around with her little notebook.
sadly, a reflection of the real world. Useless officers everywhere.
Well, let's be honest. Like they don't have their police chief Hopper with them anymore to really whip him into shape.
That was
Poor guy's fighting for his life in
That's-
Russia.
that's why I knock it down
Yeah.
half a because that, and it's so dumb that I would knock it down half a point because of that one scene in particular.
Yeah.
But I feel like it would have they could have just done without like them lying to the cops to get through.
Or at
like
least
it
done a
could have
better
been,
lie.
yeah, and then the cop not the like just cut the cop's line where he's like, okay, but make it quick,
Yeah.
in and out.
Yeah.
Like then if they would have cut that and had the interaction where like the cop, like then the kid is like hallucinating and sees the cop, then that scene wouldn't have bothered me. But it was like that one moment, and then watching her like tromp around with her little notebook like from trailer to trailer, like I'm Nancy Drew, like I'm walking around from trailer to trailer and I'm gonna figure out the mystery because I'm in the mystery gang.
Oh,
And the
yes.
cops are like, as the cops are like looking at, I don't know, that one
Just did it for
what
you.
is what
Huh.
everything else I thought was like,
Yeah. I was
Chef's
for it. I
kiss.
was for every bit
but
of it.
that one scene just felt
Off.
yes.
Well,
makes me
I'm
mad.
now even more excited to know what y'all's Texas. I'm from Texas, y'all. What y'all's thoughts are on our next show, another huge release that dropped, Obi-Wan. We have 3 episodes now. This one, unlike Stranger Things, is coming weekly. I guess I can lead us off with our thoughts. No, actually, Trey, you had strong. But you go first this time, sir. You're the star.
I'll
Okay.
go first.
Again, everybody
You go
all right.
first.
So this show, I didn't watch it last week. I wasn't in a rush to watch it this week. Trey was hounding me to watch it, saying I needed to watch it because you two have watched it and y'all liked it. Y'all were into it. So I was like, okay, I like watching it with my son because we are both. I watch my Star Wars stuff with my son, and our schedules never really line up. But I made it a point to watch it. I am so glad you hounded me to watch it. It was so good. This is, again, spoiler alert if you haven't seen these episodes. I love everything about this one as well. There are some slow parts, but there's one character I fell in love with that everybody, well, not everybody, but there seems to be a lot of racist controversy over this hot-headed female character that I am now 100% behind. A badass. Me and my son saw it. The action scenes were like, she's 100% Batman. She's running up that little ramp thing as it falls and then does a somersault. I'm like, no, she's fucking Batman. She's got a cape. She's Batman. 100% Batman.
Yeah.
The third sister steals the show for me.
Yeah.
Amazing character. But that fight scene that I know you guys are going to talk about, when that saber glows in the pitch black darkness, the red saber opens up and Obi-Wan's face is like, my heart's out of my chest. That fight scene was so good. The fact that he was rusty after not fighting for 10 years, I'm glad they pay that attention to detail. Like, he sucks at saber fighting. Not horrible. He's still who he used to be, but not as sharp. So, and you can see Vader almost doesn't want to kill him. He's toying with him. He wants him to suffer. He doesn't want it to end quickly. So that whole third episode, that scene was spot on. I like that he's a little cynical too. He's like, go bury it in the desert. And that's what he literally did with his own lightsaber. He went and buried it in the desert. But I love the vibe that we're getting from this. It's very desolate, very all hope is lost. Like, Jedis better hide because they are being hunted and you will be killed. And now even Force-sensitive children are being led to their death. And little Leia, y'all. I'm gonna save that one for y'all, but every scene she's in, she's my main focus. That young actress is so good, and the lines that hit me in the feels, man, they hit me so hard when he calls her stubborn. I'm not stubborn. That scene right there was the first time. It was like knife through the heart. I got a little hard to breathe. There was a lump in my throat. So much emotion in these 3 episodes. I cannot wait for the other 3. This is such a good series. I'm so glad that Trey rushed me to watch it and that I saw it. But Gigi, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm with you. Vivian Lyra Blair, the actress for Leia, she steals the show. I know I said that about Sadie and as Max in Stranger Things, but I mean, honestly, like, I'm like you. Anytime she's on screen, I'm just like completely captivated by this like little child actor, and she's
It's
so
the Obi
good.
and Leia show.
Like, yes, it's just so sweet, and like, you know, I feel like Kenobi does a really good job of like the like fan service moments, but not like in a gross overdone way, but like where they're paying tribute to like, you know, characters that have been referenced, or, you know, things that have been referenced, and then you know, touching you in the heart with like, you know, moments.
Are you my dad?
Where
Are you my real dad?
yes, and then like saying that you know, she reminds him of her mother, and you know, all of these things, and it's just like it's really a beautiful, touching show, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Shit, I was gonna say something.
It'll
I forgot
come
what I was
to
gonna
you.
say.
What about you, Trey? What are your thoughts on Obi? Oh, you
Oh,
got it.
I remember. And we've gotten what, 2 new planets?
Yeah.
Like the Tokyo looking.
Yeah, I love that Japan vibe.
Dayu.
And then where this last episode was I forgot the name of it, but
The
where
mining planet.
where they went, clearly they went to like West
When
Texas or
I
something.
love that we're
I
building
love
it.
how on the mining planet we have a mole alien
Yes.
guy.
Yes.
Who's on the who's on the mining planet.
A
Like
little
that was
a
just like,
star
of course.
mole.
I'll give you a ride, of course.
Who was a bit of an asshole, but Two-Faced
He was
asshole, but,
Two-Faced. I thought he was
neither here nor
charming at first. I thought it was the guy from
Oh yeah, I loved him at
from
first.
Toy Story who plays Mr. Potato Head. He sounded like that at first. I thought that's who it was, but
He did, but it was Seth Rogen.
what? No way. What are your thoughts on Seth Rogen, Trey, and the Obi-Wan series?
The man is getting quite the voice acting career, Seth Rogen. Like it's hit and miss for me, but he's trying, and I can appreciate the effort. But I had so hyped for the show the minute they announced it. 2 years ago that they were making an Obi-Wan show. Like so many fans were asking, like we want to see Obi-Wan living it out on Tatooine. Like where was he? What was he doing all that time in exile? And we're finally getting to see these years live action between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope, and to see what it was like for that time, for the Jedi, for the Rebellion, for the Empire, and it's incredible. And I hate that I have to talk about this, but it's ridiculous how every time a new Star Wars franchise is put out there, whether it's a show or a movie, we have these crazy racists that have to attack the actors. And it makes me sad to be part of the fandom. It's just I've said this to so many people. To me, Star Wars is one of the most toxic fandoms I've ever seen.
Oh, Star Wars fans love nothing more than to hate on Star Wars. It's
unless you're a white man.
Recreational sport.
It's truly the most toxic fandom. And like you said, it's the most toxic fandom I know I've ever been in.
It's ridiculous what's happened to Moses recently, to so much that even had to come out with a video to be like, "There's no room for racism here. You're no Star Wars fan of mine."
Even Anson Mount, who is on a Star Trek series right now, he plays Black Bolt in the Multiverse of Madness, but he's he's on a Star Trek show and says it straight out. She's an absolute professional, great actress, and we in the Star Trek fandom and the Star Trek family stand behind her and her character portrayal. I loved her. I don't know what the fuck anybody has a problem with her.
The same thing happened with John Boyega, and it's just
the actress that played
ridiculous.
Rose. I'm looking at her IMDb right now, and so her first film she was in 2018, and it was a short film. Then I don't know if she did nothing for 2 years or if it wasn't credited on here, which is also possible. But anyways, she wasn't in anything again until 2020, where she was Jolene in The Queen's Gambit, that TV series. Then she did a couple of things in 2021, like a short film, and then 2 films I've never heard of.
This is her big role, and this should be a beautiful moment for her,
so
and people are
she's been
shitting
doing
on
this
it.
for 4 years, and she's getting essentially a lead role or at least.
But no one had
supporting
problem
role.
when Hayden Christensen played Anakin, who literally had never been in. This was his first big role. But no, because she's a person of color, we have to shit on her.
Yep.
I mean, I know the older Star Wars fans like to hate on Hayden Christensen. He can't act. All of this stuff, and it's just oh my god,
But were they sliding into his DMs, blowing him up with all these messages?
Also, I mean, I am definitely not defending the people that are being terrible to her.
I think you're highlighting the fandom
just
and
a
its
completely. I think it's also a completely different. Social media is completely different now than it was when Hayden Christensen was, in Star Wars when we were in middle school.
Blowing up his MySpace.
That really wasn't a thing.
No, it wasn't.
Social media, everything wasn't as accessible as it is now. So I'm sure if he would have not to say that he would get the same stuff, but I'm sure he would have had more visible
Yeah.
hate if it was, whatever, but nowhere near what she's getting.
How are you gonna hate on her when your favorite character is voiced by a black man?
100%.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones. Mace Windu,
Yeah.
another black actor playing a badass Jedi.
I'm going to bring out my theory. I'm going to bring out my theory about Mace Windu.
What are we...
I don't think he's dead.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Because
he's too stubborn to die.
Because think about it. He was like electrocuted, now.
Unlimited power.
He was electrocuted for less time than Palpatine was.
And Palpatine lived.
And Mace Windu flew out of a window. So even if he was knocked unconscious, okay, it was a high enough sky rise that he could have come to and essentially rolled featherfall to catch himself. And
he could have fell into one of those flying cabs or something.
He is a high-ranking Jedi, and there was no word of any sort of memorial for him.
Man,
none.
My brother makes a great point in the chat. If snakes can't kill Jackson, nobody can.
Exactly.
So he's coming back, and I love my son's description of the character though that everybody's hating on. She's a Zuko. She's Prince Zuko, essentially. 100% obsessed with catching the Avatar.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And people love Zuko.
Oh my gosh.
But a female portrays it. A black female portrays it, and now it's a problem.
That is. I haven't even put that together. That is a perfect. Can you please go high five chant 100%. For me? Because that is a great juxtaposition.
That made me fall in love with the character when he stated that. I was like, she fucking is Zuko.
Well, and I feel like something tells me we're going to get a redemption arc from her.
I think, like a lot of people point out, I think she's one of the younglings in that first scene.
Yes.
Running in the temple.
Yes.
That makes total sense.
They literally have the same hair.
That makes total sense, dude. That's why she would hate him so much.
So she would be trained.
Oh, fuck. She saw him slaughter all her friends. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get on his good side.
I'm telling you, we're going to get a flashback scene with her, and we're going to see Hayden Christensen. We're going to see Hayden Christensen. We're going to see it. We're going to see the temple. We're going to see 66, and we're going to see Hayden Christensen. They can CGI him to look like he did in episode 3.
They did a good job in episode 3 when they did show him, like, not all Christian Vader. It was far away.
But, when I saw that, I was, like, smug a little. I was like, Che told me we wouldn't see him. And we saw him. I was a little smug.
The way they did it was good because it was like, I hope they don't, like, de-age him too much to where it's like it looks creepy.
No, it's going to look fine.
And, like, he's aged well, but, the man, it's been 17 years since that movie.
Look at what they did with Elle in Stranger Things to de-age her.
That was
creepy.
A little odd to look at, I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't think it was.
I thought it was
really
creepy
good.
because it was done so well, and I can see her, and her reflection was kid her. I was creeped out. Mm-hmm. It was creepy in a good way.
It looked real, and I didn't think it was Uncanny Valley at all. I thought it, like, for a moment I was like, wait, did they film? No.
Yeah, I was like, did they clip
They did CGI.
Nope, she was re-rendered.
They did CGI. So they could do that. They could do that with Hayden Christensen to make him look like 15 years younger.
He's
they
also
could do that.
We've had all. That's who I want to see. That's the Hayden.
We're gonna get both of them, but I'm telling you, we're gonna get uncharred Vader.
Bro,
we're gonna get him with the crazy bloodshot eyes.
Suit up shot though that opened episode 3.
That's what I was about to say.
When I heard his voice, my head exploded. I was screaming like a little fangirl. Oh, I love everything about this show.
Let's be honest. I think almost everyone on this podcast is excited to see one character that they've been teasing for 3 episodes.
I will
now.
show you how to
Master Qui-Gon
commune with your master. Yeah. Oh, they tease it literally in the opening recap.
And if he's gonna show up in the episode, I hope it's the next one because our man got his shit rocked. 5. He's at rock bottom now.
Before the finale, the epic
Agree
clash.
to disagree. Agree to disagree.
You usually get those Yoda in the sequels. You got it right before the big battle, right before Luke went and did his thing. It always has to be right before the climactic clash.
Tell me you don't need some guidance after you've just had your ass
Yes,
handed to you by someone
do.
you trained, and even better yet, the person that told you to
Yes,
train
you
that
do,
person.
but you're left high and dry. So you fall even farther, losing even more hope.
It's happened every time.
Yeah, he's called him multiple times. I want him to fall one more rung on this episode, and in episode 5 we get the payoff. I think it'll be great. But either way, what are we rating it? Nope, never mind. It's not over. We will rate it when it's done. We will rate it when it's done. But there is other things that we've watched. Gigi, you saw a movie recently. What movie was that?
Burgers.
I did. On Saturday, I went and saw the Bob's Burgers movie, and I loved it. It was so good. If you love Bob's Burgers, you're gonna love the movie. It has the same. It's just a longer Bob's Burgers episode, and it allows for them to really dive into the, because there's always like the emotional aspect that happens in every episode where, the characters, like whether it be like siblings or, parental siblings, or both of the parents are having, some type of, little emotional bonding moment. They can really kind of like linger on those moments to really get those, to sucker punch you in the feels. And I mean, I went to the Alamo Draft House, and they did a special menu. So, we all got our Bob's Burgers
That's
menu,
awesome.
or burgers from the menu, and I got the.
Were they named like the Bob's Burgers
Yes.
menu?
They
Yes.
go all out with their themes.
I forgot the one I got, but yeah, I mean, it was like, so we all ordered like, special things from it, and it was really enjoyable, and it was honestly one of the most fun experiences I've had seeing a film, because I was with people, because I feel like Bob's Burgers is obviously popular, but it's nowhere on the same level as, a Marvel film or a DC film. Like the fan base is a lot smaller. So sitting in a theater with people who all share the same comedic style that I do, and laughing at the same parts as people, and like I don't know, it was just like oh, like we're with people who are just, like
Just like us.
that
My
are just like
tribe.
me, and it was just cool.
Yes.
Like it's
They felt your family.
yeah, it really it felt like, I can't really explain it. It's like nothing I've ever experienced in a theater before. Like just feeling like, you're with people who are just exactly
this
like
is our
you.
niche. Like it's like being into an indie band.
Yes.
I totally get it.
And you're at this, you're like, and it's like knowing that these people watch this TV show, while they're laying in bed, or, sitting on their couch, and I don't know. It just
awesome.
was really cool. So I loved it. I think I would give it a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10. It was a really good experience, and there were some really touching parts in it. I'm not gonna spoil it just in case, just because it is so new, and people were hopefully watching Stranger Things and Kenobi over the weekend. But if you are into Bob's Burgers, go watch it. If you are not into Bob's Burgers, start the show. It's on Hulu. You can watch it on Hulu. It's just a really good show. As a parent, you gotta watch it.
I had a very similar experience, in that the theater experience with this movie in IMAX, Top Gun, was phenomenal. And I saw it with two fellow podcasters, Alamo City Movie Talk, and what is that noise? Trey, is something going off on your side? It sounds like a little wind-up toy. It was so, y'all didn't hear that at all? God, I hope that's on the
this
podcast.
Noise?
No, it was a weird, like a wind-up toy, and then it walks. One of those little turn the thing and it walks. Well, hopefully it's on the podcast. That way, I'm not the only one.
Are you sure that this isn't like a weird Vecna thing? Like instead of a clock, it's a wind-up toy?
It is. It is. I'm losing my marbles.
On for safety reasons, what is your favorite song for safety?
Yeah, no, I think we need to know this.
Shit, Trey, that's gonna That's gonna send me down a rabbit hole because actually no, I know it, and it's the same one every time. And I don't listen to country music. I don't like country music, but my favorite song of all songs of all time is "Don't Take the Girl." Yeah.
Yep. So we'll play that one, and that will get you to say from Vecna
100%.
GG.
Don't Take the Girl. Write it down.
What's your Vecna song?
Crosstown Traffic by Jimi Hendrix.
Trey?
Probably didn't expect that one.
Don't Stop Believing. Or there's two. It's a tie. Take On Me.
No, you got to pick one.
Okay, Take on Me then.
Yeah, take on Top Gun, guys. If you haven't seen it, holy shit. So I watched it with Countdown City Geekcast, Alamo City Movie Talk. Both of those guys were there. And we got to really... That noise. Do y'all hear that? You found out what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, it was Gigi.
Johnny's daddy.
Okay, no. Gigi seems like she's discovered it. Okay, I'm not losing my shit.
No, I didn't.
Fuck. Okay. All right, I'm going to get to it real quick then. Top Gun was amazing.
Did you see a grandfather clock?
Top Gun was amazing. They pointed out that we haven't had a good flight movie, like aircraft fighter pilot movie, in 18 years. It's been 18 years since the last fighter pilot movie that really went in. This movie, guys, the cinematography, the shots, the practicality. There is so little CG in this movie. It'll blow your mind, the stuff they were able to pull off. The actors are actually in the cockpits of these planes. They're actually flying the maneuvers. They had actual Top Gun pilots with cameras mounted under their planes to catch these shots. They are so good. The movie is phenomenal. I'm not going to spoil anything about it. Val Kilmer does steal the show. But you need to go watch Top Gun. It is so good.
Agree to disagree.
What?
Miles
Teller.
Okay.
No.
Miles Teller stole the show.
I've heard that it's better than the original.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. I give it 9.5 out of 10. It is better than the original. It is not my favorite movie of the year, but it got really close to The Valet. It was so good. And I saw it twice. And still was just as excited. I was on the edge of my seat. When they're diving and going through those shots, it's a lot like that scene with Max where you're on the edge of your seat. Is she going to make it?
Yes.
There's a lot of scenes like that in Top Gun. You will definitely like the action. I gave it a 9.5. What did you give Top Gun, Trey? And thank you to Bob. Thank you to Bob for inviting me to his private screening superhero car show. Be sure to go, guys. Trey, you, sir.
I gotta go back on one statement. You said we haven't had a good dogfight movie in 18 years. One of my favorite dogfight movies, and the Top Gun blew it out of the water. But before this movie came out, my favorite dogfight movie was Fly Boys with James Franco.
Oh, I forgot about that movie. I like that movie.
Takes place in the First World War. You know, it's like basically the invention of the Air Force. And I love that movie. But yes, this movie was high octane, Need for Speed, Danger Zone on steroids, and
they even hit you with the anthem right out the gate.
And then it hits you with so many moments like from the original that, and I'm going to try to be spoiler free, but like it just hit me right in the feels, and they did such a good job casting Miles Teller as Goose's son. And like there's some moments when I look at him, it's like, man, he looks just like his dad, and it's just heartbreaking to see Maverick like having to go through some of these moments that I guess he thought he would never have to go through, and you know he's obviously still feels guilty about what happened to his co-pilot. And we get some great, beautiful moments that literally had me just in tears. And highly recommend it. Definitely go see it in theaters. I did not see it in theaters.
What do you rate it though?
And what would I rate it?
That's a strong score. There's a lot of great content, guys. Long story short, there's a ton of great content coming out. We have some shows coming just this Friday. We're all up on Obi-Wan, but The Boys is dropping on Friday.
Oh my God, that is tomorrow?
We have The Boys dropping tomorrow. We'll probably get the first two episodes tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. There's so many things to watch. You literally have to like try to organize some time.
Yes. Well, thank God tomorrow's my last day before summer because I am so I can look into my neighbor's house right now.
They're watching The Boys. They're getting ready for The Boys. They're rewatching season 1 through 3.
They're vacuuming.
That's probably the noise.
Probably is
man.
the noise. Oh, also, this just in, Spam has an Instagram, a Twitter, a Facebook, and a YouTube.
Not a
So
TikTok.
Holla at your
we
boy,
need to get
Spam.
that clip and put it on
Yes.
Instagram.
We'll take all the free
Instagram story,
samples.
all of them, all the free samples.
And then tell them that we can't, that we need to get our boy Trey
Flavor.
some flavors. Let's look at the
Flavored spams.
look, in case we're looking, there's a Spam flavor for everyone. Try one, then try another. There's no wrong
Nope.
order. So there's classic, of course. And then if you're trying to, work on your figure, you can get Spam Light.
Watch your calories and sodium.
Bacon.
Oh.
Okay, now I'm just gonna name them all.
Yeah.
Bacon, oven roasted turkey. These
Gotta
are all
love
the
it.
flavors. Hickory smoke, hot and spicy,
Yeah.
jalapeno,
Okay.
teriyaki. I mean,
Oh.
that one's
Yeah.
You can't go
Never
wrong
go
with
wrong
the
with
teriyaki
teriyaki.
one. Portuguese sausage seasoning. I don't know what
I'm
that's.
gotta
anxious
be
to
good.
find out.
I'm in.
Tocino seasoning. Oh, and then they have them in like the little, the tuna bags, like that you can
What?
get.
They
Like
sell spam in
they
that?
have them in little
Spam
bags. Yeah. Wait, let's look.
I'm excited. I'm sorry. I really love spam. It's my favorite
No.
food.
Here's the thing. We sponsor us, Spam.
Spam sponsors. Come on now. Get with it.
Okay, so tocino is just the right mixture of sweet and meaty to satisfy your craving.
That should be my Tinder profile.
Yes.
Sweet
Yes.
and meaty.
Just the right.
Just like Spam. Just like
Just like
tocino
Tostino
Spam. And then Portuguese sausage, it literally does not describe what the
'Cause it's a
flavor
mystery.
is. It just says it's just
It's a Portuguese secret.
Ooh, I like
I
it.
don't-
I'm with
I
it.
don't
I'm
know,
here
but-
for it.
tocino seasoning. This is Trey.
Yep.
Trey, I'm gonna send you this and you need to put yourself coming out of the can.
Yes. I need you to Photoshop that ASAP, sir. We have one last show before we sign off. Next Wednesday.
Sorry, I really
that was
derailed
not
us.
derailing. Spam is never derailing. It is always
Spam
right
does.
railing. That doesn't even make sense, but it doesn't need to. Miss Marvel, next Wednesday, we finally get that series. Marvel series will be back. So you think you have a hard time keeping up with shit now, just get ready. There's so much more to watch. We'll be posting our Multiverse of Madness review because we were so serious about spoilers that we waited 3 weeks to drop it. So, but that's it. That's the podcast. You guys got any final thoughts before we sign off?
I'm looking up where Trey can buy Spam.
That's what we got to go do, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. We are out of here. Bye.